Well, hello and welcome to the next Daily Dominion. It's Friday and we have three sets waiting for us, mixed in a wild way, as always. We have Plunder, the base game, and Dark Ages. And as we have Dark Ages, we're starting our game with Shelters in our decks. And yeah, this one is looking really fast. I don't know. Even though it has Shaman, there is hasty ironmongers, there's Quartermaster. Bit finicky draw, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. In any case, as always, I will start by going through the kingdom cards, and if you're not interested in that, by now you know, just skip to the next timestamp. Alright, we have Poor House. +4 coins, reveal your hand, -1 coin per treasure card in your hand. You can't go below 0, but if you have, for example, 5 coins and then 5 treasures in hand, you can go to 0. Yeah, like it can deduct more than 4. Can sometimes be a bit confusing. It only costs 1, and yeah, Poor House likes treasureless decks or decks where you can somehow get rid of your treasures. In this kingdom, there is one way of doing so, using Storeroom, but I'm not sure we're going to go for Poor Houses, because also it's going to be a bit of a challenge to stay clean. Shaman is a very important, very impactful card, not because of its unplayability, because its unplayability is just +1 action, +1 coin, you may trash a card from your hand, but for its below the line ability, or passive thing. In games using Shaman, at the start of your turn, gain a card from the trash costing up to 6. So whatever cards your opponent puts in the trash, you have to gain at the start of your turn, and that can lead to really lopsided games where one party gets ahead in trashing and the other needs to try to catch up and never really gets clean. So yeah, in Shaman games, you usually want to trash because it's also some sort of an attack, putting things in the trash and junking your opponent. So yeah, definitely a card to look out for. Storeroom is +1 buy, discard any number of cards, then draw that many. So discard once, draw that many. Then discard again any number of cards for +1 coin each. So it can both help you find other good cards, and also if you're playing it as the last card, you can turn all of your hand into coppers. And Storeroom has a nice synergy with Library. Library says, draw until you have 7 cards in hand, skipping any action cards you choose to, setting those aside, discarding them afterwards. So this means that after playing Storeroom and discarding all of your hand for +1 coin each, if you manage to have enough actions to play the Library, you're going to draw back up to 7 cards. It's really, really nice. But it does require a lot of village space to properly get going. Talking about village space, there is Taskmaster to possibly provide that for us, because Taskmaster itself just says +1 action, +1 coin. But if you gain a card costing exactly 5 this turn, you repeat this ability at the start of your next turn. So the +1 action, +1 coin will be repeated if you so gain a 5-cost card. And this is repeated indefinitely until you have a turn where you don't gain a 5-cost card. And yeah, this is also nice village, I guess, but it requires you to continuously gain 5-cost cards, which isn't too hard in this kingdom, but it's something to consider. Workshop, gain a card costing up to 4. Simple gainer. Ironmonger is +1 action, +1 card, +1 action. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may discard it. Either way, if it's an action card, +1 action. If it's a treasure card, +1 coin. If it's a victory card, +1 card. So this is sort of an unreliable village, because if you hit action cards, you get more actions. But if you happen to hit treasure cards, you only get coins, and if you really need the village effect, it can be a bit annoying. But also, Ironmonger is hasty. It has a trait, hasty, in this game. And this trait means that Ironmonger is modified saying when you gain a hasty card, so when you gain an Ironmonger, set it aside and play it at the start of your next turn. So really a lot of tempo just buying and gaining Ironmongers. Another card that comes with a trait is Throne Room, which is rich in this kingdom. When we gain a rich card, when you gain Throne Rooms, we also gain silvers. And Throne Room itself says you may play an action card from your hand twice. One of the best villages, maybe the best village in the base game, because it lets you double play action cards. It also lets you double play other Throne Rooms, which then can play 2 cards twice, and that's the village effect essentially. Bandit Camp is another village, +1 card, +2 actions, gain spoils, and spoils is this disposable gold that leaves your deck after you play it. Then we have, so Bandit Camp is not draw neutral because it adds 1 card into your deck that you have to draw, so it doesn't fully work as a draw neutral village, but for the moment, for the moment you play it, it sort of does, but you do add that junky spoils to your deck that you have to draw and then play. And finally we have Quartermaster. At the start of each of your turns for the rest of the game, choose one, gain a card costing up to 4, setting it aside on this, or put a card from this into your hand. And this is insanely strong. If you have a few of them in play, each turn you have a bunch of reliability because you can set aside cards for the next turn, and at the start of your turn pick them up. However, it takes a bit of work to get them into play, so you want to go for those early on. It does have a synergy with Throne Room, as if you manage to Throne Room a Quartermaster, you can do the gain and pick up on the same Quartermaster during the same turn. But I'm not sure we're going to go for Throne Room here because it's rich and we don't want the silver early, I think, as we'll have to deal with enough junk from Shaman. Also notably, Quartermaster gaining an Ironmonger, instead of putting the Ironmonger onto the Quartermaster, it will be set aside immediately and it will be played at the start of the next turn. So that's a super strong synergy. I expect the Ironmongers to pile in like no time. Yeah, that's the kingdom cards. Let's see what we want to do in this kingdom. There is a bit of everything, a bit of thinning, draw, village, gaining, a light attack in Shaman essentially. That's why there's a bit of the attack bar. There's no alternate ways to gain victory points, but yeah, it still is a really strong engine, I think, especially with Quartermaster and the hasty Ironmongers. Yeah, there's a bunch of village stuff going on, so the storeroom library thing might get online if we manage to so activate it. Strategy-wise, I think we want to go for Quartermaster early as possible, get it into play as early as possible, and then also get some Shaman trashing going as quickly as possible to junk the opponent as well. And yeah, then later in the game, once the Ironmongers have piled, we might go for Bandit Camp, maybe Throne Rooms. I don't like the silvers, but let's see. And then Storeroom Library. Maybe even the second or third 5 might be Library before Bandit Camp. Yeah. Poorhouse, I don't think so. It also requires village space if you do it with the storeroom stuff. And yeah, I'm not sure. Taskmaster also could be a possibility. Let's see how it goes. But they're on the turn we get them in play. From the turn on we are required to always buy or gain 5 cost cards, and there's no way to gain them, so we'll always have to be able to buy them. Well, let's see. Storeroom is potentially a lot of payload. Yeah, sorry, I forgot the kingdom plot there. Opening wise, we have the 4-3. I think the 4-3 is the worst of the openings. It's still pretty reasonably nice, like pretty reasonably fast. I think the correct move on the 4-3 is to go for actually let me reduce the size just a bit. Okay. I think the correct move on this opening is still to go for a hasty Ironmonger, then on turn 3 you're actually on turn 2 you're essentially, well, what's the probability of hitting 5? I guess you can hit the necropolis with the Ironmonger, or draw the necropolis, and then you only hit 4. In which case, I think you buy Shaman, even though it feels really bad. But still, yeah, hasty Ironmonger into Quartermaster preferentially is the way of this opening. On the 3-4 or on the 2-5, I think the opening is Shaman Ironmonger. You can always get the Quartermaster in later, and then have a really nice quick shuffle turn 3 and turn 4. Maybe trash a card, junk the opponent, buy a Quartermaster, and then get it into play one turn later. As on 2-5, I guess you could also go Shaman Quartermaster, but I think Shaman Ironmonger is a tad better, as it gives more tempo. And on the 5-2, well, Quartermaster Shaman's pretty self-explanatory. All right, that wraps up the opening discussion. Let's go. I'll also try to play a bit faster. See what this hasty reveals. It reveals a copper, which is not great, as I said. There was this risk of having this copper. And yeah, I think here we need to go for the Shaman. We need to start trashing. Here we could argue just buying a Quartermaster, but I think having a hasty Ironmonger come in is better, as we do get to hit 5 anyways, and we can top deck the Shaman. We also had a probability of finding the Shaman there. Also a probability of hitting 4 once again, which wouldn't have been great, but oh well. And here, this is really good. We do get to hit, well, we hit 3, but we do get the Quartermaster in play. And the AI also has its Quartermaster in play now. Do we want to get rid of the Necropolis or just another copper? I think, as we don't have the libraries yet, currently, well, I'm not sure. I think the copper is correct. And from now on, our Quartermaster can start gaining us Ironmongers. Can tuck this Ironmonger away. Unfortunately, top deck this Ironmonger and not get another Quartermaster. This would have been really good, but yeah. I think at this point we've put one Ironmonger away. And yeah, I would have really loved to hit 5 here, but no way to do so. And do we put in a Storeroom to try to get to our Shamans more often, or do we put in just another Ironmonger? Problem about Ironmonger is that then next turn the Ironmongers are likely to be gone. But I think it's still the best way to gain some tempo. Like, AI also does this, and probably gets its second Quartermaster into play while we struggle to find ours. No, AI also doesn't. And it buys a duchy to trash a hovel and essentially junk us. Now here, yeah, this wasn't great that we found the necropolis there. We can tuck the last Ironmonger and hopefully find the actually we're guaranteed to find the Shaman. We can leave it there, trash the overgrown estate, and trash this this as well. Now here there's the first big decision point, I think. Do we want to go for Storeroom first or for Library? I think for now we just want to draw and keep clean, so that's a Library. Then next turn our Quartermaster can store away a Storeroom, and then the turn in 2 turns we'll have the Storeroom. Tuck this Storeroom, play the hasty card. This is awful. I mean, at least we do get to trash something here on gaining the overgrown estate, but yeah, This is not great. There are a bunch of ironmongers top decked, and I think we do want to get rid of another copper, keep the necro around, right? And probably get a taskmaster. This could facilitate some nice reliable village stuff. Yeah, but I don't like how this is going. We're very slow, and AI is getting up its army of quartermasters and is tucking away a bunch of storerooms. Why? Well, let's untuck this storeroom, get rid of this copper. Nice, we reveal an action card, and I think we want to draw it as well. We reveal another action card, and now get to trash those. Play the library, keeping most of the cards. And yeah, so what we can do now is play, I guess it doesn't really matter. We could try to ironmonger the overgrown estate somehow, but I think we just discard here. And we hit 9. And yeah, here we want to get library, maybe throne room. Can double play the storeroom next turn for 2 buys and gets a bit of stuff into our deck. Yeah, might be a bit risky, as we still have a bunch of junk in our deck as well, and we don't really have much reliability going on. But yeah, I would have loved to have more Quartermasters, but we really didn't have any chance of buying one early, like buying the second one early. Let's store another storeroom. And here we do need to double play the Ironmonger, I think, to see 3 cards. And let's see. Okay, maybe we are not toast yet. Yeah, we find a library, which is great. Can discard this copper. Play the Ironmonger, I guess. All of these Ironmongers are down here. Wow. And I don't even know, do we play the library now or do we play it later? Yeah, all of those Ironmongers bottom decked essentially. And we do get to reveal this copper. Do we trash the necropolis? It's been rather annoying so far. I thought well, maybe with libraries we could make some good use of it, but apparently not. Let's keep it around, I guess. What do we hit? We hit, this is 5, 13. Yeah, more than enough. We want to buy library taskmaster here, I think. And yeah, we can even stop our turn here. Like, I am not super concerned about piles just yet. I mean, AI does have 2 quartermasters in play, so storeroom and estate could lower rather quickly. But then also we have set aside the storeroom, we have an extra action via the taskmaster. So yeah, library taskmaster it is, I think. Yeah, this is looking like a good hand. AI tucks away estates. I mean, it has 10, but we should be able to double province next turn. And yeah, untuck this. Play this Ironmonger for an extra action, which is great. Play this one as well. Now here there's a question of whether we want to do Storeroom stuff first or Shaman stuff. I think Shaman stuff is alright. Yeah, play the library now. Keep Ironmonger Throne Room. Keep the Taskmaster and the library. Amazing. And yeah, what do we want to do with the Throne Room? We could throne the Taskmaster even. At this point, I think throning the Taskmaster isn't that bad, right? Let's play the Ironmonger first. Shaman. Okay. I'm inclined to just say, okay, we drop a bunch of stuff and play the library. There's another library there. And right. Maybe we want to, yeah, I think it's fine. We're going to draw into this shuffle. And oops, I guess, yeah. I didn't mean to discard just then, but yeah, let's set this aside to be a bit more sure that we find the other library. Amazing, we find it. Let's keep that. Let's set aside the storeroom and say this time we're going to do the library just naturally. Keep the throne room, keep the taskmaster, and yeah, I think that's good. So now we can double play the taskmaster, play the necro. Maybe we should have kept the storeroom actually, but yeah, so it's gonna be okay. We do get to discard 2 cards or 1 card. 2 cards actually. We're guaranteed to draw because if the Ironmonger hits the overgrown estate, then we'll draw it. But if it hits the copper, then the shaman could trash it. 4+1 card. And we have 17 here. We want to hit province. Could be a duchy, could also be a library. I think we have time for one more turn. Library and throne room or storeroom. I think at this point I like the storeroom a bit more. Yeah, I just noticed completely disregarded shaman. Okay, we really need to score this turn, otherwise we are toast. There's only 2 storerooms left, so let's tuck throne room. That will put a silver into our deck, and pick up the copper. Now here, let's first trash the copper to reduce our hand size, keep all this stuff. That's great. Decline that. Actually, let's play a few more Ironmongers. Can discard this library for now. We don't want to draw it yet. Just want to get through a bunch of more cards. And now play the storeroom, decline this. Discard a bunch of stuff, play the library, keep storeroom and throne room is great. Keep that, set this aside. We don't need the storeroom just yet. Set all of this aside and find one of the other libraries. Amazing. Do we need to double play this Ironmonger? I think it is good for extra actions. I'll reveal this twice. Decline. And play the storeroom to decline and then discard everything. Play this library, keep the library. Also, I guess the necropolis. Keep all of this stuff. It's fine. And do the same trick once again. Decline here, discard a bunch of stuff. Play the library. Set aside the necropolis, right? We're going to draw, no, we are going to draw all of the cards anyways. And can finally trash it. 27, and we do get to triple province, or I think we do need to province, double duchy here. And the reason for that is that I want to keep our Quartermasters in play, and double duchy is safe against AI's double duchy. So I mean, with the 3 Quartermasters, it will be able to empty the storerooms in principle. but I don't think it wants to do that. It really needs to, yeah, it needs to pick up here. But it still lowers the storerooms. Okay, interesting. So now it would need 2 duchies and, no, actually province and duchy or triple duchy to win. It does find a necropolis and does get some money off of the storeroom. It's not great, but it won't hit enough, right? Yeah. Okay, we can, yeah, we already have one. We can just tuck this storeroom away. And now there's this 3 pile. AI did get close in the end. Yeah, do we want to keep this library? I think we discard it at this point. Keep the shaman as we can trash a copper. I mean, I'm going to play this at this turn out. I'm sorry if you're bored, we've already won. But keep the library, keep the storeroom, set aside the storeroom. Now we can decline this and just discard a bunch of cards. The actions from the Quartermasters are really important here. Double play Ironmonger, decline this, have this Shaman show up once again. I think there's another library down there. So really we get to take full advantage of this combo. Keep this, keep that, amazing. And decline, just farm more money. Keep this last shaman, and yeah, we hit 25, so triple province and a poor house for the fans. Yeah, I mean 13 turns. I think this one can be done in 12 or 11 turns if you have nicer early draws, but we really struggled to hit 5 early. Our pair-ups of the Ironmonger weren't all too great. Like when we opened Ironmonger, we of course hoped to hit 5 and we had to go for the Shaman. But in the end, AI just didn't trash, and that was its downfall, right? It had all of this junk in its deck. I mean, it did have the 3 Quartermasters in play, which were quite scary, not going to lie. But yeah, I don't know. I like our deck much more. You saw what kind of nice stuff you can do with Storeroom Library, and yeah, I'm almost inclined to play this one again to have just a kingdom with just a run with nicer early game draws. But I think I need to go. Joining some friends at a party, so yeah, no replay for today. But I hope you also have a nice day, and I will try to catch you next time. Goodbye.